Shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. SHALAWAAM, Barakyam, Barakyam. Peace, mercy, and blessings unto all of you, Barakyam, to the BAYATH, DAWADA, to the hopeful elect. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, which means he exists or he is to be. The true name of the Son is YAHAWASHI, which means he's the deliverer. All right, and what you see right here is an article from zeroheads.com, and pretty much for the last, couple days or weeks, I should say, it seems like the rumors of wars, have been amping up. The war drums are beating louder. And as today, as I'm doing this lesson, it's 12/14. Okay, so we only got a couple more weeks, till so-called New Year's. Then we'll be in the year 2022, and then from there everything is going to amp up. The wars, the rumors of wars, the Rev 13, Karagma. You got Elon Musk speaking of brain chips. You got the different variants, the big O variant. You see, so everything is just going to increase and amp up in this so-called new year. And also there's talks of what? A dark winter, corpses reanimating and desiring to eat flesh, all sorts of strange things. Now, of course, World War III won't pop off until the Karagma is implemented on the scene. But nevertheless, all of these things that are happening, they're stepping stones to the War of Armageddon. Okay, it says Russia may deploy intermediate nuclear missiles in Europe if NATO refuses dialogue. So see, this is major, man. Okay, because just a few days ago, you had the one of the guys from the U.S. military was pretty much saying that they need to nuke Russia. Okay, it says following a month of ratcheting U.S.-Russia tensions and tit-for-tat accusations and posturing over Ukraine, the Kremlin has issued its biggest threat yet on Monday, saying it might now be forced to deploy nuclear missiles in Europe. Okay, nukes. Okay, the nukes are written about in the Holy Bible. They're called arrows. Okay, in Ukraine, I believe Ukraine is an American NATO ally, man. Okay, but then you got Russia, who is Gog and Magog. So we see how all of the the chess pieces are being strategically moved on the board. Okay, to where missiles are going to be shot off, and different parts of the world is going to be hit with missiles, man, nuclear missiles. Okay, and that's why it says in Isaiah, the earth shall rule to and fro like a drunkard. It says this raises the stakes significantly higher in the standoff, which was sparked by widespread Western media reports alleging that Putin is preparing for an invasion of eastern Ukraine by calling up tens of thousands of extra troops near Crimea and the border region. Russia said on Monday it may be forced to deploy intermediate nuclear-range missiles in Europe in response to what it sees as NATO's plans to do the same. Reuters Sports reports of the new remarks by Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov. He told Russia's RIA news agency in a fresh interview that Moscow would have to take the step if NATO refused to engage with it on preventing such an escalation. Okay, it says Ryabkov said that Russia believes NATO has been signaling it is moving closer to its own redeployment of intermediate range nuclear forces in Europe. The INF treaty signed in 1987 between McHawley and Ronald Reagan was designed to prevent just such a nuclear weapon standoff scenario on European soil. The U.S. formally suspended its participation in the INF treaty under Trump on February 2nd, 2019, amid Russian and as well as global warnings that Washington's exit would trigger a new post-Cold War era arms race. Okay, so yeah, things are happening. Major chess moves are being made. Threats. There's constantly threats being made. This nation flexing this muscle. Okay, this nation coming at that nation. Okay, it's just as Yahawashi said it would happen, man. This is Luke 21 and 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, okay, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. So hey, call halalyam la YAHAWAH BAHASHAM. All right, because guess what? There's going to be more tornadoes. There's going to be more hurricanes. There's going to be more earthquakes. There's going to be more death, more judgment, more spirits created for vengeance on you wicked men, women. Okay, and the Most High, He's not going to spare children either. Okay, and it's only going to increase as we go into next year. Okay, the pestilence. There's going to be more variants. Okay, there's going to be more rumors of wars, man. Okay, there's going to be more threats. Okay, I did a video, I believe, about a week or two ago, where Iran saying they're going to break the teeth of America. Okay, and good. This is Mark 13. And verse 7. And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be not troubled. All right. Now this is to the elect. Okay. Be not troubled, for such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Right. You got pretty much America. All right. Ukraine, NATO. All right. Trying to go at Russia. Okay. They're adjusting for position in the Ukraine over there, man. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in divers places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows. This is only the beginning. Now check this out. It says, China says it will attack any American forces that come to the defense of Taiwan. Okay, so the nation against nation, the wars and rumors of wars, they're happening all over the globe right now. All right, with different nations. All right, Iran, Israel. All right, with China, Taiwan. Okay, Russia, America. Okay, it says, and what are the communist Chinese leaders' strongest comments yet, as well as the biggest indication that they don't fear Joey, one iota? Beijing has pledged to fire on any American forces that come to the defense of Taiwan, which also likely means that China is planning to attack the island democracy sometime in the near future. The threat was issued via the Chinese government's official Communist Party outlet, the Global Times, which stated that the People's Liberation Army will heavily attack U.S. troops who come to Taiwan's rescue should war break out between the two countries. Okay, the Washington Free Beacon notes, the latest threat to attack the United States during any standoff between China and Taiwan was issued Thursday in the Global Times, an official Chinese Communist Party mouthpiece that prints the regime's propaganda. China's latest threat to escalate tensions with Taiwan comes on the heels of remarks by National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, who said that the U.S. is prepared to counter an attempt by China to forcibly seize Taiwan and bring it back into the communist country's orbit. The long simmering standoff comes as the Biden administration confronts Russian attempts to invade Ukraine, a situation that could also prompt U.S. intervention. See this, and that's what Esau does. He keep it not at home. Okay, matter of fact, let's go into that. And he sticks his nose where it doesn't belong. Okay, and through that, his military is stretched super thin. Okay, he can't be in two places at one time. You see? So you're going to have China, Moab, who's the wash pot, take advantage, all right, of this whole altercation with Russia, and they're trying to seize back Taiwan. So either way it go, man, something is going to happen. Okay, this is Habakkuk 2 and 5. It says, yeah, also because he transgressed by wine. His wine is dealing with his philosophy, his democracy. Okay, his science, his technology, his military, because that's part of it. Because what does he do with his blessing? You know, that was bestowed upon him. He was given a sword, a great sword, and that it was prophesied that he would take peace from the earth. Okay, and what does this man do? Is he uses military, invade countries, takes their resources, all right, you know, does all manner of wickedness, all right, and steals woman's lib and the woman equality, okay, and on top of that, he puts in his schools, his restaurants, you know, his way of living, that's part of his wine, okay. He is a proud man, okay. Neither keep it at home. Now, even though he stole the so-called Americas, North, South, Central, from the tribes, you know, he claims this as his home now, all right, land of the free, home of the brave, right? But he doesn't even stay here. That's why he has U.S. Consulates and embassies all throughout the world, who enlarged his desire as hell, okay, and hell is as the grave, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, right? Because you can never satisfy the grave or death, okay? But gathered unto him all nations, and heaped unto him all people, and that's why America is known as the melting pot, man. Okay, but through this, you know, this is going to be part of this man's downfall, because now these other nations, they're sick of him, you know. And now you got the weak saying that they're strong. They're declaring that they're strong, man. See, this whole World War III is pretty much going to be fought for the controversy of Zion. All right, it says the nations will be judged. Okay, for behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Now that's dealing with the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, Judah will make up the southern kingdom, and then you have Jerusalem, which will make up the northern kingdom, the other 10 tribes. Okay, and we're in that time, you know, starting with our apostles and elders. The Most High raised up his, you know, his men to be out there, teachers, hit the hedges, do these lessons throughout the week. All right, to feed the sheep, man. You know, to comfort one another with these words, to reprove, to rebuke, to exhort, you know, to warn, you know. It says, for behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again, meaning the Lord's going to take us out of captivity, man, and put us back in our own land. Verse 2, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, verse 2, and I will gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahawah Shaphat, Yahweh's judgment. Okay? The war of Armageddon, that's going to be fought in the valley of Yahawah Shaphat, and Yahweh's judgment is that he's going to send YAHAWASHI and Michael the Archangel to destroy all their armies. Okay? That's going to be the judgment, man. Because that's how it's going to start. They're going to start a world war where they're going to be killing off each other. But then YAHAWASHI is going to interrupt that and destroy them. Okay? And will plead with them there. Plead meaning to judge, to execute judgment. And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. That's what they did unto us, man. All right? All nations took part in our destruction and in our scattering, you know, and also the parting of our land, pretty much, and they all profit from it. Okay, Psalms 83, the head nation just so happens to be Esau, the so-called white man. Okay. Verse 3, and they have cast lot for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Now, if you go back to the transatlantic slave trade, the Middle Passage, 1619, hardcore chattel slavery, all right? This is what they, if you watch movies, man, like, you can watch Roots, you can watch Drum, you can watch Django Unchained, you can watch 12 Years a Slave, the list goes on and on. Birth of a Nation. Okay, this is what they did unto our people. All right? It says, yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? If you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head. Right? Now I believe that's going into the Philistines, who are Hamites. Okay, so you had the Arab slave trade, then you had the Hamites, then you had the Edomites. All these nations ganged up on us, man, to put us in slavery. Okay, because you have taken my silver, my gold, which represents the men, the people of the nation of Israel, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things, which they literally did that, during the time of the Greeks, Romans, etc. It says, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians, the Edomites. You see? And who did that? Ishmael, Ham, right? That you might remove them far from their border, the land of Israel. Behold, I will raise them out of the place where you have sold them, and that's dealing with America. Okay, the precept to that is in Baruch. In the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves, man. Okay, and they shall think upon my name, right? And I will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabeans, to the people far off, for YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHWASHI shall spoke it. So just like you nations, you sold us and put us in captivity, well, hey, the same thing's going to happen to you. You have to now go into captivity, because that's the judgment. He that leadeth into captivity must go into captivity. This is Jeremiah 30:16. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured. They devoured us, man, by coming, destroying us, trying to Hellenize us, okay, or colonize us, or Americanize, however you want to say it. And all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. So it's not just Esau. It's all these different nations, man. So it's the reason why the Lord's going to gather all these nations to this valley of Jehoshaphat and judge them. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. All right, let's go back. Actually, let's go back to Joel. This is back in Joel at 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. So this is what we're proclaiming among the Gentiles, man. All right, we're proclaiming what you have done to us and what's your future judgment, what's going to happen to you in the future, all the moves you're going to make. Okay? Prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Right? These nations, man, they're focused on their military. They're focused on their nuclear capability. Okay? Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahawah BaHaSham YAHWASHI. Let the heathen be wakened, meaning to be incited, to be roused up. Okay, so these nations are going to be roused up. They'll have a battery in their back. They're going to be on go. Okay, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. You see? So, hey, man, what we're witnessing is the buildup of how this Third World War, what we're witnessing is the build-up to the Third World War. It says the Washington Free Beacon notes the latest threat to the attack in the U.S. During any standoff between China and Taiwan was issued Thursday in the Global Times, an official Chinese Communist Party mouthpiece that prints the regime's propaganda. China's latest threat to escalate tensions with Taiwan comes on the heels of remarks by National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, who said the U.S. is prepared to counter an attempt by China to forcefully seize Taiwan and bring it back into the communist country's orbit. Okay. The long simmering standoff comes as the Biden administration confronts Russian attempts to invade Ukraine, a situation that could also prompt U.S. intervention. It is credible that the People's Liberation Army will heavily attack U.S. troops who come to Taiwan's rescue, the Global Times noted. Such credibility is increasingly overwhelming the deterrence that U.S. troops may have. China's ambition to bring Taiwan a democracy back under Chai-com leadership did not change during the Trump admin, but Beijing did not issue bellicose statements and threats during Donald Trump's presidency either, because President Xi Jinping knew that Trump would not be deterred by it, and in fact was liable to remind the Chinese of American military capabilities. However, under the helpless Biden, who reads teleprompter messages mindly because his mind is shot, obviously, Beijing is no longer intimidated, as evidenced by the direct threat against American troops. So yeah, man, it's getting ready to, eventually shit is gonna pop, but we gotta keep watching, all right, and hasten the day, which we do, And I'm real excited to see, man, what the apostles and elders, what they're going to name next year, because, man, shit is getting real, man. But that's all. I just wanted to bring out, some quick information, update. With that, I want to close it. I want to say all praises, all honor, and all glory unto YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. SHALAWAAM, Barakyam, Barakyam. Peace, mercy, and blessing to the elect. SHALAWAAM.